So
Yeah.
NBA backcourts.
Yeah, Milwaukee, Drew Holiday.
Is it
Um,
Middleton?
yeah, I
Because
think.
no, or it's like
Yeah.
Wes Matthews, isn't it?
Um,
Middleton plays a three.
so it would be. Well, Wes Matthews. I thought Wes Matthews played the three.
Wes Matthews is shorter than Middleton. I mean, they're both wings, but all right, fine. For the purpose of this, let's just say Middleton.
If it's Middleton, then it's got to be at least A.
I think it's A.
Yeah, got to be at least A.
Hold on.
Middleton 6'7".
Yeah, dude. Middleton is legit. Okay, we are. Hold on. Okay. So now we are with Kyrie and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons. Yes, and I'm gonna give that an S.
That's an S.
I'm
Definitely.
gonna say that's an S. Yeah, right.
Definitely.
We're both Kyrie realists here, and Kyrie is one of the most talented point
I'm
guards to ever
also a
play.
Ben Simmons guy.
Really, yes, absolutely. He
I
got a little
actually
bit,
am.
the yips a little bit. It happens.
Yeah, he might
Not
be
saying I didn't
he might be
necessarily.
on my underrated list. New York Knicks. We have Jalen Brunson and
Jalen.
Barrett or Grimes.
Yeah,
Maybe Grimes or Quickly. I don't know. Whatever. Either
yeah.
way,
Again, like, it's kind of weird. It's like the small forward shooting guard kind of splits.
maybe
Kind
like
of
D
weird, but
or C.
I'd say C. I think D's a little bit
D
harsh.
might be a little harsh.
Yeah, I'd say D might be a little bit harsh. This next one, I'm more than comfortable putting at D.
Wait. Van Vliet and Gary Trent.
Yeah,
I'm taking Van Vliet
I do.
I'm taking Van Vliet and I know you're hating on Van Vliet, but like
You know how I feel about Fred VanVleet.
I'm taking
All right,
Van
that's
Vliet
fair.
and Gary Trent over Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes for sure. I
Yeah,
think they're a B.
I guess if RJ is a small forward, so I think that's probably fair. So I wouldn't mind putting New York in D and then Toronto in C,
Fine.
or Toronto maybe in B. Like
I think they're in B.
Gary it's yeah Gary Trent has improved a lot.
Yeah, I think he
That is
is.
fair.
But whatever. You know what? Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
makes more sense.
yeah.
The Jazz. We have Conley and Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
That's a D or an F.
Yeah. I think that's probably like. Can we talk? Can we put Jordan Clarkson in there too, or no?
Sure.
I think we can probably say D. It's just like it's yeah, like yeah. I don't know. There's not too much to say. Like Mike Conley's for a second. Remember when he was the highest paid player of all time?
Oh yeah, yeah. That like weird like salary cap here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is KPJ and Jalen Green. This is kind of a question mark. I like both of them. But for now,
I
it's
think it's
probably
hard
a C or a D.
not to say D there personally.
Yeah, I think with KPJ's inefficiency last year, we're gonna put him at D.
Hmm. Hmm.
New Orleans, we have, I guess, Alvarado and McCollum,
Um,
or McCollum and Herb Jones.
yeah, I mean, I like CJ
Depend
McCollum.
depending on the, I mean, like it's not their strong suit.
No,
Let's
it's
say
definitely not where. Yeah,
so. Probably a D.
I think that's fair. I think it's C or D for me, but I think I'm not like I wouldn't be angry with D.
I think their backcourt could use a little more
Hmm.
offensive firepower.
Yeah, Lakers, uh,
Lakers, we got
Westbrook,
Westbrook and
Beverly.
Schroeder, or Westbrook and Beverly, or Westbrook and AR-15.
Austin Reeves. I mean, just off this past year, I think it's hard not to say F,
Is
just
an
the
F.
way it
That's
kind
F.
of played out.
Like
Yeah.
All right, Chicago.
The Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls. Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, I think that's personally, I'm gonna say A. But if you're gonna
I
count Kobe having us not getting rid of Kobe White, I would be fine as putting that in F because he's the absolute worst.
Yeah, I think that's an A backcourt for me.
Yeah.
Minnesota. We
And
have D'Angelo Russell. We have Anthony Edwards. I think, D'Lo has had a tough playoffs. But I think like overall he's did very well over the season in a way that's like very forgotten.
yeah,
And as everyone else is, I'm also expecting a big leap from Mr. Edwards. So I'm inclined to put them in A. If you want to argue for B, that's okay as well.
I don't think A is unfair. I do think it's a sim like it's again. I don't think it's gonna be like I think that this next year, even though I do expect a big jump from Ant, I do think your front court is going to be what makes you or breaks you. But I think A is fair.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Portland, Lillard and Anthony Simons.
Dame.
I think that's an A. I think that's the front of A, actually.
So you're saying that's like the border between S and A is Dame?
And Anthony Simons, that guy averaged
Yeah,
like
I think it's
20 points a game, like, and
and like I do think like their front court is their strong suit. So you know, even though they're not a great team, I think that's fair.
yeah. I mean, it's not like Jeremy Grant's gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nuggets.
Denver. We have
Jamal.
Jamal and KCP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably a B, I think.
Yeah.
Cause KCP is like, he's fine. He's not great.
I rate Jamal Murray highly.
Me too. Yeah,
mhm.
I think he's gonna have a great year, and people are gonna start, forgetting a little bit about Devin Booker.
Yeah. Do you remember that video he put out on his Instagram story?
Who?
Jamal Murray. Hilarious. Hilarious.
She. All right. The
Thunder.
Gilgeous Alexander and Josh Giddey.
I do like Josh Giddey.
I like Josh Giddey a lot. I like Shea a lot as well. I think he has like a unique game.
Yeah. But did you expose me not too long ago on Twitter about the Josh Giddey stuff? Did we have that?
Yeah, I feel like
talk? Yeah.
There's something.
I think I said some out of pocket shit about Giddey on draft night. No. We were making jokes about his about how everyone said like just terrible things about him the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Like when they put out the graphics,
Yeah. He's
but
like,
I like Giddey.
Me too. I'm gonna put him in C. I think.
Yeah, I would say C. I was thinking like yeah.
Um,
Man, all our New York followers are losing their minds right now at us.
Whatever, bro. Fuck the Knicks. Even though I like that the Knicks are bad, so I can like go see them and cheer for them.
Hey, give me 1 second. I got to grab my charger real quick from the living room.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec. My bad.
No worries.
All right, I'm back.
All right, we have the
Grizzlies?
I think that's
I think it's probably A. I feel like it's hard not to put that in there.
It's hard to They might not even they might even get to S.
Yeah.
with depending on how Desmond Bain does um, next year, but we'll see.
Uh,
Dallas. Dallas is Luca and Dinwiddie.
it's got to be an S.
I think that's an S. I
Really
mean,
got to be an S.
like
Yeah.
just because Luca, and like
Mhm.
I think Dinwiddie is also good enough to
Yeah.
you know put them in that
Mhm.
contention. San Antonio, who knows who the hell is going to be point guard? That's an F. Moving right
Yeah.
along.
Uh,
Phoenix.
Suns, easy S. Easy S with Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
You're right, but I also, I don't know. Chris Paul in the playoffs was like a little weird. Um,
Yeah, but like I still think like they might be my number one backcourt. Oh, never mind, never mind. That's wrong. They're top two backcourt for me.
mm, yeah, we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah,
The Clippers, we have Reggie Jackson and probably either Norman Powell or Paul George. That's a solid. If it's Norman Powell, then it's probably a B, and then if it's
yeah.
Paul George, it's an A. I think.
I kind of think it's Norman Powell because I think like again it's kind of like whatever like with the wing stuff, you know.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they are going to start Norman Powell and then
Yeah,
like Paul George at the three, Kawhi at the four,
for
or
yeah,
interchangeable, and then
yeah.
Zubats. So we'll put them at the B. Golden
An
State,
easy S.
easy
I think
us.
there's not too much to say about that,
Yeah,
other than the fact that you think Klay Thompson's overrated.
yeah. Klay Thompson is definitely
Still
overrated.
shocked.
He's mad overrated and he's like dragging them down. But when you have Steph Curry in the backcourt, he does.
Fresh off a championship, you're dragging him down.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck the Warriors. Who gives a
All right.
shit?
Pistons.
The Pistons. Cade Cunningham, great rookie year. I can only see him getting better. Jaden
And
Ivey,
Jaden Ivey.
who
Yeah, like
I like. So I'm inclined to throw them next to the Thunder and see.
yeah, I
Um,
think they could potentially be like they're ones that could skyrocket after this year.
yeah, we'll
I
see.
think. Yeah.
Sacramento. Sacramento Kings have De'Aaron Fox and like Herter,
They just draft. Um,
Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray. I do like Keegan Murray, but again, I don't think he's as good as Jaden Ivey. Um, and
He's a
then
power forward too, so it doesn't really matter for
oh
this exercise.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
so I think it's Herter. I want to say, uh,
yeah, and De'Aaron.
whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a C, realistically. I don't. I'm not huge on De'Aaron Fox. Some people are. Herter, good shooter, but like nothing else. So like, I think De'Aaron Fox puts them out of the D to the C,
Yeah.
but doesn't touch these like B tier teams.
Yeah. Curious
Uh,
what you think about the Cavs.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put at A, um, personally.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm kind of surprised that you are putting them that high, though.
Why?
Oh, wait. I forgot. I've completely forgotten about
Donovan
Spider.
Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm completely forgetting about it.
Yeah, I mean, if both
Yeah.
of them like are take like meaningful leaps next year and they like crack the top five, top four in the
Hmm.
East, then like they're going to S. I think just
Yeah.
because both of them are so good,
Yeah.
which is kind of rare. There's not many of these backcourts that have two All Stars.
Yep.
Boston, we have Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown. Um,
I think that's A.
I think that's A too. I'm like inclined to put them in S.
Yeah, like that
But
was my roof of A. Like that's either my roof of A or bottom of S. Like,
yeah, we'll just put them at the beginning of A. Philadelphia, Maxi, Harden.
ooh.
I
Um,
think that's us.
S. Yeah,
I
I
think
feel like
that's
that's got to
us.
be S. Yeah.
Yeah, James Harden's a big question mark.
Hmm.
But like I think he still has enough to, and then Maxi's a great player as well. You
Yeah.
know, Charlotte, we got Lamelo and Terry. uh,
Yeah. Um,
B.
yeah. B, C, I would say, but probably
Yeah,
B. I think is
I
fair.
think it. I think
I like
because
Lamelo,
yeah,
but yeah,
I think Lamelo puts them over the
yeah.
Thunder, the
The
Pistons, and the Kings. Wizards, we have Beal and who's their point guard?
um,
Oh God, who's their point guard?
it's not bode well for.
Like Ish Smith or something? No, Ish
Really?
Smith. No, Ish Smith got signed somewhere.
Uh,
Let me look it up. Oh,
yeah,
right, it's Monte Morris.
yeah, Monte Morris. I mean, Bradley Beal lifetime achievement contract he got there.
Yeah, whatever. Terrible,
Yeah, I don't know.
terrible decision for him and the Wizards. He's a good
Well,
player.
not for him. He's gonna be paid so much money. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
yeah,
whatever. Some
like I
people
don't think
some
like at
people
this point I
don't
think he cares
care
about
about
winning.
winning, you know. Some people don't
Yeah,
care
I
about
think he's.
legacy. That's okay, just go
I
get your
think he has a
money.
great legacy there. He has an excellent legacy in Washington. They're just
Oh,
not going to win.
no, he doesn't. It's
Not
like
everyone has to be a winner.
who gives a shit about like his legacy in Washington? He didn't even get in the playoffs, or I guess he did with Westbrook that one year, but whatever. That didn't matter. Uh, I'm inclined to put them in C, but
Yeah, I
it's
think it's fine.
probably a B. I don't know.
I think, I think, I think C is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orlando, we have Cole Anthony and our boy Jalen Suggs.
Oh man, I'm
Uh,
praying Jalen has a better year.
yeah, me too. I
At the end, he was doing all right. Farther than that, it was bad.
Yeah, overall
Um,
tough season
yeah,
for
I think
our
you gotta
boy
kind of go
Jalen Suggs.
F here for the most part.
Yeah, yeah,
Fortunate.
yeah. I don't
Not
like
great.
it, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. I mean, they have some promising players, there as well. Markel Fultz
Mhm.
could, who knows? He could be better. Miami. Is that is is that it's Lowry and
And Jimmy.
is Jimmy not
Jimmy's a
at the
shooting guard.
three?
No, he's shooting guard.
Who's at the three?
Um,
Like Caleb Martin?
uh, what was their starting five in the playoffs?
Last year it was
Yeah.
Lowry. It was like maybe like Gabe Vincent or something,
Fuck.
and
No,
then it was
Jimmy
like
didn't play through.
it
No,
was
Jimmy
like
did. Yeah.
yeah, it's Jimmy at three, and then
Uh,
PJ
uh,
Tucker at the four, who they're
uh,
gonna miss dearly, and then Bam at the
who was their
five.
starting two?
I want to say it was like Gabe Vincent. Um,
Hero always came off the bench. Yeah.
yes, that's for sure. Oh,
Um.
it's Struce. It's Struce.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Um.
Lowry and Struce.
Yeah. That changes. Yeah, that changes what I was thinking than before because I was thinking it was Jimmy and Lowry. Um. Well. I like Kyle Lowry.
D.
I think that's a little harsh, but
What? Lowry sucks, dude. Lowry's washed.
I like Kyle Lowry. Come on,
Lowry's
dude.
done a lot in
He's
his
got that
career.
dump truck
Yeah,
on him too.
we like how he's built. If we were talking about build, he'd probably be S tier, but basketball wise,
Mhm.
probably him and Strus probably a D, if not an F.
Max. Okay.
Atlanta.
All right.
This is what do you think? I want to hear what you think first.
Trey and DeJounte. Yeah. I mean, I feel like A or B for me. I just again like with the whole Murray thing. I think this is a moment where it's like, oh, let's actually see it then. Like when But
This is an S tier backcourt.
what do you think?
This is an S tier backcourt.
Man,
Trae Young
I
is a top 3 point guard in the league, and DeJounte Murray.
guess I don't rate Trey Young or DeJounte Murray as highly as
I
others
think
may.
okay, like I am inclined to agree with you on the Trae Young front, just because of how he just gets like aggressively hunted on defense.
Yeah.
And but like right now in terms of like his scoring and the assisting, that is like he's top 3 offensive point guard in the league, and I think that DeJounte covers some of those defensive deficiencies, and to have like an all-star starter and then an all-star, in the same backcourt, I think that's S tier.
All right, I think that's fair. I guess that's the base S then.
It's the end of S. Fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, obviously now we have the fucking Pacers, so no.
We have Halliburton and Healed, which is actually pretty
not bad. It's not
bad.
horrible.
Yeah,
I think it's B.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I think it's B. I think Halliburton's a good player. Buddy Hield, is Buddy Hield. And he's not gonna get much better than Buddy Hield. But
sometimes it's okay just being Buddy Hield.
And that's okay. Sometimes it's okay just being Buddy Hield. All right, yeah, that's where we have it. What are your top 3?
Warriors, Suns, and then Nets.
Okay,
Backcourts.
For me, I think it's Warriors. I think it's Warriors, Nets, Hawks.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You were hot on that Hawks backcourt, huh?
Yeah, I just don't. I'm hot on their backcourt. I have questions about their fit, but like, objectively, like as 2 different players, that is like a top 3 backcourt for me, and I think the rest of their team is kind of ass. And I
don't know. For that, I think I think it's like it's a situation. I think you could be right, but for me, it's like a prove it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then
your worst?
I also just have your I have my questions about Chris Paul next year, and I have my questions about Devin Booker being able to, do anything without Chris Paul. So.
I think everyone always thought like Chris Paul. Yeah, eventually it's going to have to start like falling off the wheels a little bit. But I do think he's just like one of the smartest basketball IQ players to ever really exist.
Totally. Yeah, but I think that.
And I think that'll still cares. That still plays. And then I love Devin Booker. I will always love Devin Booker.
Booker was,
and they like.
Booker was on my overrated list.
Story. What? God, you are a hater, dude. You hate light-skinned dudes who like to shoot.
Hey, man, that's just the way it turned out. It's not like I'm.
Who's your worst? Gotta be.
Worst
San Antonio
is the Spurs because I don't even know who's on.
You don't know. Yeah. All right. Should we do bets real quick?
Yeah. Last thing, we're doing bets. Let me show you my screen.
I got 3.5 plays on Play Awards. As I was saying before, I do think Luka is going to win. He has the lowest value right now, but I do love Giannis on FanDuel. They have Giannis plus 700 right now to win MVP,
Wow.
which I think is just unbelievable odds. I do like Luka to win it more, but I think Giannis plus 700 is just kind of crazy. Um,
I like Giannis plus 700 too.
yeah, like I think that's just unbelievable value.
I think like I don't think Luka's a lock for this at all. I think like
No,
there's a chance the Mavericks could slip into the play in, and if that happens, then no way.
yeah.
Um,
Rookie of the year, I like Jaden Ivey at plus 500,
totally.
plus 550 there. Yeah, I like Jaden Ivey a lot. Um, I think he's an excellent basketball player. And Paolo, I think he's probably better, but like his value there just isn't great. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I think Paolo in on Duke, like there were times where I feel like he kind of faded away in the offense,
hmm
and like didn't get as many touches, but wasn't necessarily demanding them.
yeah.
So that potentially could happen. I think that he'll be good, um, but I can see Jaden Ivey and Keegan Murray getting more touches and being productive their first year.
Six man of the year. Um, like I'm pretty torn on this one. I think Jordan Poole is a good shot, but I always love Jordan Clarkson for that award. I think I think Jordan Clarkson is built for that, and that's just who he is.
Yeah,
And plus, like 1,600 or whatever it is on him is unbelievable. But I think Jordan Poole could is probably more primed for it this year.
yeah, Jordan Poole for sure. I think Tyler Hero is a no just because of voter fatigue.
Yeah,
I Brogdon is an interesting hit pick, but for me, it's Bones Highland. I really liked
really, yeah.
his production last year with the Nuggets, and I think that he could
hmm
take another step as that Jordan Clarkson kind of player.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, you can never count out Jordan Clarkson because that's just kind of like how he was built.
And for most improved, I'm I don't like my issue with most improved is I don't know what they're judging it on. Like if Zion comes out and plays a full year, like and is just like unbelievable, is that necessarily improved or did he just play basketball? Like
I know. How can you
like
improve from 27 on
yeah,
60% shooting? Like, how can you
yeah.
improve on that?
I just don't know how that one works. But if like if it just because he plays a full year, Zion plus like 2,000 is pretty solid. Um, Anthony Edwards, I like again. It's just that's a hard award to bet on. It's just like I just don't really know what's going into that, in the voters' minds.
Yeah. There's like a few more that I was thinking about that I can't remember right now. I think,
Who was last year?
huh?
Who was last
It
year's
was
most
Jaw. It
improved
was
player?
Jaw.
Oh,
So
okay.
like in terms of that kind
And
of
no, it
third,
might not be a bad.
yeah, I think in terms of that third year leap, if Edwards
Yeah,
is able to take it, I think he's kind of the front runner.
yeah.
I and I understand Halliburton, but I think I would put Edwards over Halliburton just because of uh, just purely based on airtime.
Yeah.
Um,
And then we got defense, right?
yes, DPOY. Well, let's do DPOY first.
Robert Williams plus 750 on FanDuel. I think is if he stays healthy, I think he could very well be defense player of the year.
Yeah, I think that depends on if the Celtics are going to be able to be the number one defense in the league again. I think he got. I think Robert Williams. I really like Robert Williams. I love the Time Lord. I love what he brings. But I think he got slightly overrated in the finals run. last year just because people were like putting him in like top five centers in the league type conversations, and I don't think he's there yet. I think
Yeah, it's
I
just
think he's still too raw, and like he doesn't
his
once he's
wingspan is out of his world though.
yeah, he's a great lob
He's
threat,
he's
and he's a great defensive player. But like until he can reliably become more involved on offense, he shouldn't be even close to that kind of talking. Defensive player,
DPOY though.
DPOY, I think he,
DPOY.
he could definitely be in the conversation. I think if I think Mikal Bridges is the best 3-and-D guy in the league. And I think there's no reason to count him out. If the
Yeah,
Suns are
I do think it is like a center heavier reward
for sure.
though for the most part. Obviously not last year, but
Yeah, and then if the
yeah,
Wolves do well, then Gobert could easily win it too.
yeah. I mean, Rudy Gobert, you can never count him out for defense player of the year.
Gobert is Gobert.
Yeah.
And then coach of the year.
I
Um,
do. I like Jason Kidd plus, and I feel like just having the name recognition is always a big bonus for them.
sure.
Um, uh, One that's not on that list, uh, my boy Billy Donovan.
Hey, if they
I think he is an
overperform,
excellent basketball coach. Yeah, I mean, I think he got a lot more out of that team than a lot of people expected. You um, but yeah,
yeah, one name. I mean, I think Chris Finch is a good one if the Wolves have the
Mhm.
jump that we are hoping for. I think along that same vein, I think JB Bickerstaff of the Cleveland Cavaliers
yeah,
could also be in that conversation with that kind of jump. I don't know why Taylor Jenkins is here. The Grizzlies are going to be in the play-in. Um,
yeah.
but
Eric Spoelstra, as I always, it might Eric Spoelstra might be the best coach in the league too.
yeah,
Yeah,
Spoelstra is gonna Spoelstra, and that's the only reason why the Miami Heat are
he
gonna be
culture,
top six.
he culture.
All right,
That does it
that
for this episode of TakeFoul.
that certainly does it. And yeah, we'll be back to you hopefully next week.
Absolutely.